I'm often asked which is better, SURI or Sonicare. The quick answer is, at the time of recording, SURI 2.0 in my opinion is a better all-round electric toothbrush package. This is when I consider how well it cleans, the brush features, price, reliability, accessories, warranty and environmental credentials. It offers a bit more bang for your buck compared to a Philips Sonicare toothbrush with equivalent features. But the true and more honest answer is that it isn't quite this simple. This is because SURI is a manufacturer of electric toothbrushes like Philips Sonicare. Both make more than one toothbrush model, so when comparing, it ultimately depends on what model of Sonicare toothbrush you are comparing to what model of SURI. If I were to compare SURI 2.0 to the entry 1100 series from Philips, my answer could be different to if I were to compare SURI 2.0 to the top of the line Diamond Clean Prestige 9900. I will point out at the time of recording, SURI does only have two models, and I suspect their original 1.0 variant will be discontinued at some point, leaving the 2.0 only. But still, to which of the countless Sonicare models am I comparing it to when asked this question? It's the same scenario if you were to ask the question with different brands, Kia or Hyundai cars, Apple or Samsung phones, Sony or Panasonic TVs, and so on. There might be generic differences and reasons to pick one over another, but when you start comparing different models, each has pros and cons, and how you rate such will depend on your personal needs and wants. Bearing this in mind, I will still guide you through some of the key differences and why one brand might be better than the other. Arguably the most important factor, how well the brushes clean your teeth, is actually relatively simple to answer. The results are comparable. There are small differences between specific models that set the two apart, but assuming 2 minutes of brushing twice a day with the correct technique, you and your dentist are unlikely to see any significant benefits by opting for one brand over the other. SURI and Sonicare are both backed by clinical evidence confirming their effectiveness. Because Philips is a far older, more established brand with an international presence and reputation, SURI is on the back foot, as by comparison they are a tiny company with a very limited global footprint and reputation at this time. Thus many rate Sonicare as better because they are not aware of SURI or don't have the years of experience with them like they do Philips. And naturally, with more time in the market and more money comes more clinical study promoting Philips. At this time, I'm not aware of any study that directly compares Philips to SURI. Differences do exist, but both brushes fundamentally use the same technology and approach to cleaning the teeth. SURI's sonic motor offers up to 33,000 vibrations per minute compared to up to 62,000 movements of most, but not all, Philips Sonicare models. The power difference was once noticeable, but less so in SURI's 2.0 brush, which has been reworked. There is now only a very modest difference in the feeling of brushing intensity between them. When you consider that SURI's handle is typically quite a bit lighter and about half the thickness of most Sonicare handles, it's pretty impressive. Sonicare's design is amongst the best available, but SURI is taking the challenge to them and arguably is better. All metal handles in an array of interesting colours, SURI does look very much at home in the most stylish of bathrooms. The combination of the slim profile and durable metal gives a certain in-hand feel that you'll be hard pushed not to like. Supplied in the box is a magnetic mount that adheres to a flat surface such as a wall or a mirror. The SURI handle then effortlessly stays in place up off the countertop. This allows limited workspace to remain clutter-free. It also allows the brush to be positioned outside of splash zones. No such feature is available with Sonicare brushes. SURI's latest model, the 2.0, does now have a pressure sensor like a lot of Sonicare models that it previously lacked. Philips still has the edge here because it takes more force to activate SURI's sensor than Philips, which I don't believe is a good thing. Both brands offer the recommended 2-minute timer and pacer, both power off at the end of the cleaning cycle. SURI's brush is a bit quieter in use, but not by a huge amount. Both have rechargeable lithium-ion batteries that give more than satisfactory usage time on a single charge. SURI does have the edge given that the typical usage time compared to most Sonicare models, particularly when you consider the size of the handle. Whilst the slim metal handle looks great and works well for the able-bodied, it isn't so good for those with dexterity issues. This is where Philips stands out. Sonicare also has the edge with simple touch and audible alerts that trigger when the brush is placed on the charging stand, for example. This works well for the deaf or blind. By default, SURI comes with a premium charging travel case complete with UV sanitizer. Philips can't quite match this. The charging travel cases are only available with specific models and cost a lot more. A case isn't essential, but often very handy, particularly if you're on the go frequently. In fact, I have found I charge my brush in the case most of the time, rather than using the supplied slim magnetic USB charging stand. SURI have embraced USB Type-C charging, making the brush a little more future-proof and travel-friendly. Sonicare has USB charging with some models, but far from all. SURI really stands out in its sustainability credentials. The company is far from perfect, but they are doing a considerably better job than Philips given the massive resources they have to be able to make positive impacts for consumers and the planet. SURI's brush heads are plastic based like Sonicare's, but made from cornstarch PLA rather than petroleum based plastic. Therefore they are industrially compostable. SURI offers a free program to recycle brush heads. Philips does not. Being the major brand they are, Sonicare heads are widely stocked, which isn't the case as yet for SURI. Repairability is core to SURI, albeit it needs to be returned. They are committed to affordable repairs beyond the warranty period. Small steps have been taken by Sonicare. You can now replace a battery at home with select models, but they are barely scratching the surface as it stands. Philips does have the edge with warranty length and ease of access to support. SURI have created a brush that caters to most but not all, whereas there are Sonicare models that cater to pretty much everyone. When considering the average user, what they need, want and are prepared to pay, SURI 2.0 hits the sweet spot. Sonicare are there or thereabouts with their models, but it's more complicated to choose one due to the varying specs and prices. You might disagree, but I think SURI is typically the better purchase, all things considered.